I have opened so many packs of Pokemon cards over the last 5 months. It has been amazing. And I want to share with you some of my favourite bits today. Hello, welcome back to PokeMark, or welcome to PokeMark if this is your first time. If you don't know me, I spend most of my spare time running from shop to shop and not buying any Pokemon cards.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is that?
Not through my own choice, just due to the shops not having any Pokemon cards. This weekend, it is my birthday and I am older than I would like to admit and younger than I feel. So I don't really know where that puts me. But, you know, here we are. It's another birthday and they become kind of less celebratory as you get a bit older. I'm doing lots of amazing things with my wife and my family for my birthday this year. They all revolve around dinosaurs and I'm going to be sharing that on my new channel, which I will tell you all about a bit later in the video. But today, I want to go through my top 10 Pokemon cards that I have opened on this channel. I thought as a birthday, it's a good time to reflect and look back on what we've done before. And because it's my birthday, I couldn't go without opening some Pokemon cards, so I will be doing that too. Because happy birthday me. So this is my top 10 Pokemon cards of 2025 so far. So, number 10 is Lileep. Lileep is from Stellar Crown and I got this card in the Waterstones versus Mankind video. It's not the most valuable card in the world and you'll find that most of the cards on this list aren't. And they're definitely not ordered in value scale either, because I don't care about the value, I care about the sentiment, and that's what makes Pokemon important to me. Lileep marks the first card to be entered into my prehistoric Pokemon card collection, which is something I've been musing about for a long time, and it was opening this card in that video that really gave me the final push. So this is Lileep from Stellar Crown, full art, and I think it's pretty lovely. For number 9, we move over to Temporal Forces, and I have one of the Alola starters. It's Litten. I love the fisheye lens of this card. It's really cool, and it gives you a real sort of insight into this Litten's life and how much or these Littens, actually, there's 2 on there, I think, how much their trainers really adore them with their Litten books and their toys and their, you know, Littenness everywhere. It's really cute. There's so much detail in that piece of artwork. I actually opened this card during my video where I opened a Elite Trainer box to celebrate reaching 1,000 subscribers. I've now reached 2,000 subscribers, so I do need to open another Elite Trainer box, but I am flat broke at the moment, so that will have to wait until I get a little influx of cash. But Litten is a great memory for me because this reminds me of that first major hurdle I had to cross on this YouTube path that I'm on, which was reaching 1,000 subscribers. So number 9 is always going to be relatively sentimental to me. Moving on to number 8, and from Twilight Masquerade, we have Lairon, one of the supermarket semi-finals. This was Tesco versus Morrison's, and famously, neither supermarket provided me with Pokemon cards, so we had to go to penalties, and Tesco won. And it was this card really that sealed the deal for me. This is such a lovely card. I said it so many times, but I love it when the Pokemon are up to something, when they're doing something and you're kind of just viewing their world rather than it being a presentation of the Pokemon. It's a view into that scene. This was a really annoying episode of the Supermarket head-to-head to film. Supermarkets were so inconsistent with what Pokemon cards that they had, and because I work a full-time job and I have a life to live, I only have a real limited time to film my videos. So if a shop doesn't perform, then I have to go with it. I can't just go back the next weekend because I have a schedule and I have to follow it. So, you know, it was a tough video, but this Lairon made it all worth it in the end. So that's my number 8. Number 7 is from a much more recent video. We're talking High Street head-to-head, the first episode, which was Sports Direct /game /Fraser Plus versus Ryman Stationery. Ryman gave me absolutely nothing, but Sports Direct gave me what I would describe as the holy grail of Pokemon cards. For me, as somebody who collects Paradox Pokemon,
a Medical Energy, Reverse Holo Gibble, a full art of Slitherwing. I think that is the last Slitherwing that I need as well, meaning I have every Slitherwing card ever.
Which for me is as good as it gets. It was really fun for me to dive into the High Street head-to-head after the Supermarket one. The Supermarkets made me a little bit anxious. They're difficult shops to go around if you have any kind of prohibitors in your brain. The High Streets, they still provide some of the same problems, but it's a lot easier, and they've been so much more reliable with the Pokemon cards that they have. So I was really happy to pull something that I enjoy in that first episode. It really gave me a bit of oomph to keep going with the High Street head-to-head. So that's my number 7. Number 6 comes from what was a huge moment for me, a big video. It was the Supermarket head-to-head final. It was Sainsbury's versus Tesco. If you've not watched the Supermarket head-to-head series yet, spoiler alert, Sainsbury's won the day. Sainsbury's is the best supermarket for Pokemon cards in the UK, according to my research, which I feel like is kind of extensive compared to a lot of people. I put a lot of time into it and tried to create some systems to figure out which supermarket really is the best. So, you know, I would trust myself on it, and it won't stay that way forever, by the way. Sainsbury's aren't always going to be the number 1 supermarket for Pokemon cards. I'm fully aware of that. So I will be going back to them one day and I will be putting them to the test. But until then, I will remember their win with this Fraxure card. This is my number 6, my 6th most favourite card that I've opened on this channel. Fraxure. Can we focus on Fraxure there? I love the Axews in the background, the waterfalls. Again, it's just a really lovely slice of life card. And yeah, if I've said it before, it makes me feel really tranquil. I kind of relax looking at this card. It's beautiful. Okay, top 5. Here we go. Number 5. I can do it with one hand now. Number 5. From Temporal Forces. From Sainsbury's first outing in the Supermarket head-to-head, it's Shiftry. I don't know about you, but this artwork is so cool to me. It looks like something out of a Marvel comic rather than a Pokemon card. It is so action-packed. There's sea dots everywhere, and you know, it takes you a minute to realize what you're looking at, but it is such a cool artwork. And it was really a kind of a hit the ground running moment for Sainsbury's. They really dominated the Supermarket head-to-head, and they showed their intent on match day 1. And I was really pleased that they did, because this is my 5th favourite card that I've opened on this channel this year. And number 4. We're going super recent with number 4. Just the other week, the semi-final HMV versus Sports Direct for the High Street head-to-head. Unfortunately, HMV brought us nothing, but Sports Direct did bring us the holy grail of Pokemon cards for me, which is a Paradox Pokemon illustration rare. Dondozo, Reverse Holo Kingdra, Iron Hands EX, illustration rare. Look at that. I think it might even be a special illustration rare or something else. I'm not 100% sure on each card's rarities, but it is a gorgeous card. It's, you know, the Pokemon is such a small part of this card, and that's so much fun to me. It's these beautiful ruins and this great big robot guy just smashing some of them down, which actually isn't a great thing to do. If you do see ruins, please treat them with respect, but you know, it's a great card. And while it was a shame to see Sports Direct go through to the final, I'm glad that they did it by giving me a card that I really enjoy. It is my 4th favourite card that I've opened on this channel this year. Top 3, my 3rd favourite card this year. I opened actually not in a video, but on a live stream. If any of you joined me for my Journey Together release live stream, thank you for coming. It was lovely to chat with you. I didn't just open Journey Together, I tried to open other packs in between, and I opened a pack of Paldea Evolved and pulled this beautiful Heracross card. Now, I am a bit of a sucker for Gen 2. I have to admit, I love Gen 1. I am technically a Gen 1er. That was my first experience of Pokemon, was Gen 1. But my first experience of knowing what Pokemon was and knowing there were more Pokemon coming and being excited for it was obviously Gen 2. And that was a huge deal. And Heracross is an absolute favourite. What a Pokemon. And what a card. It's a sort of roadside, sunny day. You can see the kind of sun shining through the leaves onto Heracross's body. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous card. And it was a lot of fun to open it live with a handful of you. I had a really lovely time. I am planning on doing some more live streaming soon. I will be introducing a live stream series, which will be every couple of weeks, called 2 Pints of Lager and a pack of Pokemon cards. And the whole vibe of that is going to be that we're having a drink together, we're down the pub or whatever. It's not going to be down the pub because that'd be too noisy to film, but that's the idea. And we're talking about Pokemon and maybe opening a few packs as well. So make sure that you're subscribed for when that comes around. Number 2, card number 2. This is a big one because we're going right back to the start, right back to the very, very beginning of PokeMark 5-6 months ago, however long it was. This was Asda versus Aldi. Aldi hitting us with absolutely nothing on episode 1, making me doubt whether I was actually doing something that was worthwhile. But Asda giving us this Shroud of Fable collection box, in which I did pull an illustration rare of Q-Fan, which was a lovely card, maybe ranked 12 or 13. But within that collection box, there was a promo, and it was a full illustration promo. And it's my second favourite card that I've opened this year. And that was this Kingdra EX. And I just cannot say anything negative about this card apart from the fact that it's a promo. But it is gorgeous. Reminds me of the Waves, the famous Waves painting, the old Japanese painting. It's just... Kingdra, by the way, Gen 2, one of my absolute favourites. In fact, one of the Pokemon that I often list as having on my team. If I'm hypothetically talking about teams with friends, Kingdra is definitely in that conversation. Definitely normally my top choice for a water type in my team. And it's just so lovely to have this gorgeous, gorgeous card, which reminds me of the inception of this YouTube channel, which is amazing. So yeah, love this card. That is my second favourite card of the year. It's almost time to reveal my favourite Pokemon card of the year. But before I do, I thought it would be fun to open a pack of Journey Together, because I have some lying around, and see if I can usurp anything on this list before the video ends. So let's get it open and see what we've got. Okay, so as always, code card for you. And the energy today is going to be dark. It's water. That's okay, we like water. Sprigatito. Drampa. Durant. Morgrem. Alola Marowak. Weezing. That's a really cool card, actually. Kind of real sort of vintage vibes to that artwork. Virizion. Reverse Holo Iono's Voltorb. Reverse Holo Ends Joltik. And Hops Snorlax holographic. Another really awesome artwork on that card, actually. But none of those are favourity enough to knock any of these 10 out of the top 10. So the top 10 remains the same. I don't know what I would have done. Would I go back and redo the whole video? Or, I don't know. But let's find out my favourite card of the year. If you were there at my live stream, you probably already know the answer. I looked at all the cards in Journey Together and I picked one that I really wanted to open. And I've opened it twice. Twice. If you've been watching the High Street Head-to-Head, you might know what I'm talking about already. But my favourite Pokemon card of 2025 so far is Noibat from Journey Together. Now, there's something about the colour, the composition, the pose, the little friendly look on his face. This is just the most gorgeous card. One of the best I've ever seen, I think, actually. Something about that artwork just tickles a real part of my brain, and yeah, I'm just completely in love with it. So much so that rather than put the second one in my trade binder, I actually put it in my phone case. So I walk around with a Noibat every single day of my life. So if you ever see me, say, hey, can I see your Noibat? Because it'll be it'll be with me. So that completes my top 10 favourite Pokemon cards of 2025. These cards, most of them, live in my full art binder. The Laleep doesn't. That lives in my prehistoric Pokemon binder, and the Paradox Pokemon Slitherwing and Iron Hands live in my Paradox Pokemon binder. But the rest of these all live in my lovely full art binder, which I'm going to show you now. If you're not aware of Voltex, now is a really good time to get on board because they've recently restocked a whole hell of a lot of their stuff. And this is the SV1 binder, which is essentially a binder especially for collecting Scarlet and Violet base. They do an SV and a number for each set. So you get SV2 for, what was the second set? Paldea Evolved. You get SV3 for Obsidian Flame, SV4 for 151 or whatever it was, and so on and so forth. So this is supposed to be for Scarlet and Violet base, but I like to do things a little differently because I unbox on a budget. That's the whole point of my channel. I unbox on a budget, so I don't try for master sets or for whole sets because I just cannot afford to spend that amount of money. So SV1 for me means something different. It means Scarlet and Violet cards that are super pretty that I want to keep together. So that's why in this binder, you'll find some gaps because I've just been showing you the cards. I have my full art cards that I've opened this year. The Alakazam, unfortunately, from 151, I packed just before I started making YouTube videos, so I couldn't really count that in the top 10, but it definitely would have been there, maybe even top 3 had I opened it on the channel. But I just wanted to show you my lovely full art binder, so I'm just going to say goodbye to these cards and put them back in. I haven't figured out a full order for them yet. I will do at some point when it's a bit more full, but this is where they all live. One day, when I'm rich, I will fill this up with full art Pokemon cards. Until then, I will keep making YouTube videos about which shops are the best to find Pokemon cards in. So make sure that you stick around because there's so many exciting things that I plan to do and I'm looking forward to do on this particular channel. We are going to start having bi-monthly, bi-weekly, fortnightly live streams, 2 pints of lager and a pack of Pokemon cards. We are going to continue with the head-to-head shops. We have got the final next week of the high street stores, and then we're going to move on to retail parks, which is super exciting. So many of you have been requesting shops like B&M, Smith's Toys Superstore, Argos. They're all going to come to play in the retail parks, and we're going to take a deeper dive into some of the Pokemon cards that exist in the wider game, and we're going to take a look back as a sort of retrospective of some of my favourite cards throughout history. So that's going to be a lot of fun too. I did mention at the beginning of the video a second channel, so I would like to introduce you all to Jurassic Mark. If you're into dinosaurs, it'd be a great place to go and talk dinosaurs with you. Dinosaurs are my other great love, as well as Pokemon. And I know I try to bring some dinosaurness into my Pokemon collecting sometimes, but I thought it'd be great to have a place just to go full dinosaur. So if you like dinosaurs, I'll see you over there. I won't be posting as regularly on there, but it will still be great to see you all the same. In the meantime, make sure that you've liked this video. Please drop a comment and let me know what your favourite cards that you've pulled in 2025 are so far. And make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss the final of the High Street head-to-head, and I will see you there. Thanks for watching.